We're shooting here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and it's hot. It is very hot, the middle of August.
And I have on this all the time. This is not a cool shirt. You know, the wind doesn't get through it. It's very heavy.
Strangely, no mosquitoes. I've not been bit by one mosquito, and I grew up in Louisiana, and they used to eat me like candy. So I'm happy that they've gone somewhere else for right now.
One of the things I'll most remember about working on this film is being towed around in a van that has no AC for about 13 or 14 hours. At that point, you become completely delirious.
Being in this heat, especially if you're getting chased and it's a lot of stuff going on, you know, it just gives you a sense of awareness of what it would really feel like.
Go! 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 Oh, Heather, go! Ryan, go!
And even if you know that you're not actually going to die, your body sort of is tricked into believing that something is very wrong. And that's sort of an interesting thing for an actor, I think. Heather is the protagonist of the film, and she is, you know, a normal girl, but sort of doesn't really feel like she fits in. And she discovers that she actually doesn't come from where she thought she came from, and there's this whole other life and family that she is a part of, and she sort of goes on this journey with her friends. She goes on a road trip, and she goes through a, you know, spiritual journey, emotional journey, and literal journey to find out who exactly she is and where she came from and what it means.
Sweet. Rich, baby.
No way. Oh my God, girl.
Wow. This is nicer than the outside.
Yeah.
Not what I expected at all.
I don't know where to start.
Alexandra Daddario, she was my idea. I saw her, and the minute I looked in those blue eyes, I had to have her. She has an enormous strength and a power that very few actresses that came through the door had.
I liked her because she's physical, she's strong, and yet at the same time she's pretty in sort of a warrior type of way.
Now there is one glitch in this, that if the dates are correct, then there's kind of a 10-year gap where the main character's 25, she should be 35. I'm hoping nobody will hold us to accounts on that, but we wanted it to be a modern telling.
And I think the guys, like in the original, you're kind of staring at Marilyn Burns the whole time. In the remake, you stare at Jessica Biel. You'll have no problem staring at Alexandra Daddario.
Well, the day before yesterday, I got to make out with Alexandra Daddario, and that was heaven on earth.
Trey Songz plays Ryan in the film, and this is his first film, and I know he wanted to get into acting for a long time and had a lot of choices, I think, and he felt that this was the right film for him to start with.
I've always had an appreciation for acting, and you know, I had a desire to act and, you know, live out that dream that I think everybody has, you know. And the role was great. It's not too much pressure for me, but it's enough to get my chops up.
I kind of left my album cycle making process to be here, and it's been a great experience so far.
He has no ego about himself. It doesn't seem like he has to try to act, so he's taken very naturally to it.
You know, the director's running crazy, and, you know, you got light guys running around, you got grips here, you got this, that, and the other, and, you know, you're still trying to find that place to go. And it's been great working with these guys because they've been doing it for a while, although they're still young and very fresh faces. They've been very helpful.
We have some pretty good-looking people, but we got Trey Songz, and, you know, Trey, he's a little chunky. And I said, Trey, you got to lose some weight because, you know, Leatherface is the big man, but we need a stud.
He's got a lot of swagger, and he's very charming, I think. Well, girls already totally love him. We all know that.
He's such a big star, and he handles it with such grace and dignity, and it was really inspiring to watch.
I've seen the movie now, so y'all can't be screaming so loud, all right?
Real.
Bryce Jack.
What the fuck are you doing?
Nobody's looking.
Well, Tanya Raymond, who's a great girl, you know, exciting character, exciting personality. She plays Nikki, who's even more exciting and just fun and outgoing. I think she's just a girl just down to party and just have fun.
Well, I had my period this morning, and I'm like, God damn it, I forgot to bring a tampon. No, I started off looking like a normal human, and now I've just sort of progressively gotten bloodier and bloodier as the day's gone on.
First of all, Tanya has worn this outfit for 3 weeks and has put in her contract that when she wraps on Tuesday, we've been instructed to burn it. She never wants to see it again.
Yeah, burn to the ground. This and the van, too, would be nice.
Kenny's a bit eccentric. When I originally read for the character, they had him depicted as a tattooed, pierced freak, gangly and sort of drug-infested, maybe. And I thought, yeah, that's cool, but you know, that character really harkens back to the early 90s, the kind of Gen X stereotype of the outside kid. So I thought, how do we bring that up to date, and how can we make him interesting and alternative, but make him more contemporary?
What was that?
Daryl is a wayfaring stranger, hitchhiker, who gets picked up by the 4 main characters who are on their way to New Orleans with a stop in Texas, and he's on his way to Shreveport. And he gets into kinds of mischief with them and takes advantage of their situation.
Yoink. Sean Sipos is completely unsympathetic under any circumstance, and I highly recommend never working with him. It was kind of cool to work in this heat because it actually sort of puts us in the situation, and it helped. It's basically working with Sean the entire time has been one of those looking over your shoulder just to see that he's not trying to tear you down.
You're asking for trouble. I wouldn't burn if you doused it with a fuel tanker.
Scott Eastwood is playing Carl. He'll be one of my deputies, and he looks remarkably like the young Clint Eastwood. You know, it was uncanny. When I walked up and looked at him, I was like, wow.
You think he's one thing, and he ends up being, there ends up being a nice little twist at the end. There's a moment in the movie where I actually pop Heather, give her a quick little pop to shut her up. And not to say that I enjoy hitting women by any means, but yeah, there's something that's kind of comical about the scene.
Stop the fucking car! What are you doing?
Yep.
Saw you girls loose. She's headed towards town.
Paul Ray, who plays Bert Hartman, my father in the movie, he's a dick.
Bert Hartman, proud mayor of this little slice of paradise. How you doing? My character ends up being antagonist of the whole movie. You know, in the end, you actually feel for Leatherface.
I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Shoot your ass up.
When you think about it, these people torture people. These people kidnap people. He's killed a bunch of people. So my guy is kind of right. He's just not right about how he goes about to do things.
So where are you gonna go shoot now? Tell us where you're gonna go shoot. We're gonna do a little partying in the van right now. We're gonna get wasted.
One thing that was really important, though, to us, even just as actors, was we realized we have to be in this van and we have to have a natural kind of interaction with each other. Even if we're not old friends, there has to be a sense that this isn't 4 kids who just got stuck together and they gotta make it work.
You look so good, Kenny.
I could hold up a store with that thing on my head.
We all stand in the same place. We see each other each and every day. We're around each other all the time. You know, actually, it's getting down to the day before I leave that I'm actually, you know, bonded very well with a lot of people, and I kind of gonna miss it.
This has been weird. It's a complete slasher horror movie, but we've had nothing but a blast on this movie. It's rare that you hang out with your castmates that much. It was a very tight-knit, close group, bunch of people, and we got along great.
We haven't done much like green screen or CGI at all. In fact, there's a scene when Leatherface is chasing us and we're in the van trying to escape and the car is stalling. He runs up to us with the chainsaw and starts trying to hack his way through into the back seat while we're all in the car. And there were literally sparks and stuff as he was hitting with the chainsaw. It was all real. None of that is computer. Like, we just shot it. I didn't even expect that to happen, but it definitely adds to like the real life terror of it.
All right, are you gonna go this way? Sweep. Sweep. Okay. And then sweep. There you go. Me and Leatherface, we had a big fight scene the other night that lasted 3 nights. A lot of choreographing, a lot of prep, and both of us are covered in bruises. I got a bruise the size of a football on my hip. He's got 2 right here. I beat him with a pipe for 3 straight days. So it was very interesting, but you know what? It's gonna play great.
Don't shoot him!
I do try to stay in character as much as I can because it takes time to work yourself up into that and to just feel that kind of level of fear. So it is sort of a constant panic attack.
It's great fun to develop the character and have fun doing it and selling it and have people watch it and enjoy it, and it makes you feel really, really good. But the time you're doing it will wear you out.
It's 12 hours of driving yourself mad, essentially.
Let me out! Open the door, you liar!
How does Heather deal with this new information? How does Heather deal with finding out where she came from, and what does she do afterwards? I don't know. Does she start killing people with chainsaws? Who knows? I have no idea. That would be awesome. That's probably not what's gonna happen. But if I directed it, I would just have Heather going on a crazy, insane rampage.
Every fan should know one thing. We have multi-picture deals with Leatherface, Alexa, Daddario, Scott Eastwood, Tom Barry, and my favorite, who's playing Mr. Farnsworth, Richard. So if we are successful, those 5 characters will return in future Leatherface 3D, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D movies.